All right, good morning, everyone. Today's Thursday, August 31st, 2023, and we're here for a work session. And as always, we're going to start with the Pledge of Allegiance. And Bob, can you please take the floor?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And thank you, Bob. And I think you have one announcement, Bob?
Yeah, just a quick announcement to remind everybody that we're looking for a name for where the new town hall is going to be on 2nd Street. We have a contest. It expires October 1st. And you can send an email to townhallcontest1 at the number 1 at gmail.com.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
And we've already gotten some responses.
Yeah, we got a
and
lot.
There's a couple of them that are heading and leading, but it's some people are being very creative.
Very democratic process, by the way.
Yes, we're trying to make it. And those of you who I know, I got a call from News Review, they were going to publish it, and I think the Riverhead Local published it, and so it's on there, the email if you need it, and let's see what happens. And on behalf of the entire town board, I wish to extend a happy Labor Day weekend to all the hardworking town of Riverhead employees, and enjoy the well-deserved day off and with your friends and your family. And as a reminder to the public, Town Hall will be closed on Monday, September 4th for the Labor Day holiday, and we're going to reopen at 8:30 a.m. on Tuesday, September 5th. Okay, moving on to our first discussion item, which is related to a site plan application for 1001 Scott Avenue in Calverton. And planner Matt Charters is here to introduce the topic. Good morning, Matt.
Good morning. Once everyone gets settled, if you would introduce yourselves for the record, please.
I'm going to hand up some materials to the board so you have some handouts.
Sure.
Just one copy to the deputy supervisor as well.
Thank you.
Do you have a digital copy?
Thank you.
It's been submitted, but I don't have.
Okay, because that's what we can put online.
Okay.
Yeah. If you don't, you can get it to the deputy supervisor.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Matt,
Yes.
floor is yours.
Thank you.
Thank
All
you.
right, so this is 1001 Scott Avenue. This is up in EPCAL. So the proposal for the site plan is a 70,445 square foot building. So that's going to be divided into 3 tenant spaces with some loading docks, 7 loading bays each. One of those bays will be occupied as shown on the plan with a trash compactor. Additionally on the plan, there's 2 outdoor storage areas, with the outdoor storage areas totaling 34,750 square feet and 31,000 square feet. Also, there's on-site parking, lighting, landscaping, and on-site drainage. This is lot 26 of the Calverton Camelot subdivision. So if you're coming down Scott Avenue, it's about 1,000 feet southwest of the intersection.
Okay.
The board's familiar. You guys are reviewing now a site plan for Tomcat Realty that Heather Trojanowski is reviewing. That's immediately to the southwest. And then across Scott Avenue is Tevin Steel. Did distribute a staff report to the town board via email. I hope you'll have the opportunity to review it and just go through the highlights and the issues that we have on site now. There aren't many. The first thing, this is a type 2 action pursuant to SECRA because it involves 50 parking spaces. So the first thing this board will need to do is coordinate SECRA with involved agencies. We've identified the Water District, Sewer District, Highway Department, DEC, SHPO, Suffolk County Department of Health Services, and the Suffolk County Planning Commission as involved agencies. So as a standard, we'll initiate the 30-day coordination period by resolution. And then if we receive any responses, that'll be incorporated before we make a secret determination.
Okay.
I've prepared a resolution. It's in the queue. Obviously, it's not in the packet today. If the board's comfortable after this discussion today, we can move it forward. In terms of compliance with PIP, this does comply. The purpose and intent of the Planned Industrial Park District is to encourage industrial and office development in a comprehensively planned and designed environment, which will attract private investment, increase the tax base of the town, and provide new employment opportunities while preserving and maintaining the existing character of the environment. From what we see in the plan, all the zoning requirements of PIP are met. They don't need any variances. The only small tweak that I see, which I'm recommending actually a revision on, is their lighting is shown as at a non-conforming height. It's shown at 18 feet. It'll just need to be lowered to a conforming height. the outdoor storage is a permitted accessory use pursuant to 301-185C9. Just in terms of the plan, they are proposing some clearing. There's a nice block of native vegetation in the front of this parcel along the road. It's my recommendation that if that can be retained, it should. It'll provide a nice screen for the outdoor, one of the outdoor storage areas, which is right in the front along the road. They'll also need to note the material and height of all the fencing that's shown on the property. In terms of parking, they exceed their parking requirements. For a warehouse, only 12 spaces would be required in this case. They're proposing 70. They did not do calculations for the office area, but if you did calculations for the office area, they're still exceeding it. Only 53 spaces would be required for both the office and the warehouse. They're proposing 70.
Looks like they're leaving a buffer of trees in the back too.
Correct. That's on the filed subdivision map. It's a 100-foot buffer. Further in the report, this is discussed, but I can kind of touch on it now. Each one of the lots within the Calverton Camelot subdivision has a very specific clearing requirement. On this lot, I believe it's 65, sorry, it might be 51,000 square feet, but everything is accomplished within that buffer.
How many jobs are you bringing to Riverhead?
Hard to say. We're currently shopping for tenants, so I know we're calling this, by the way, I'm Philip Butler with Farrell Fritz, you know Mr. Israel, Alex Holloman of Bowler. Currently shopping around for tenants, and I know we're calling this a warehouse use, but we are currently talking with some manufacturers. So depending on the end user of the different tenant spaces, that will dictate how many jobs we're looking at. So it's a little too early to say exactly.
So it's gonna be subdivided into how many warehouses?
It's 3 separate tenant spaces, not necessarily warehouses, but tenant spaces, and they're
Tenant
approximately
spaces.
20,000 square feet apiece.
So we don't know if it's warehouse or manufacturing at the moment?
Right, it's
So
being
it's
set up
just-
for a
okay.
general industrial use, which is consistent with, obviously, the subdivision.
But if it's gonna be warehouse, it's gonna be very small.
Well, 20,000 square feet per unit, so, right, even if,
So
but,
local, you know, plumber
Correct.
or some type of,
Like a special trade contract.
yeah, special trade contractor who needs to house their trucks and maybe process or store some of their material.
exactly,
So it's not gonna necessarily generate a lot of traffic.
right. And this is also a smaller facility to begin with, so even if it is all 3 tenant spaces become a warehouse, you're only looking at a 70,000 square foot warehouse. That's relatively
That's-
tiny compared to what you've been seeing.
It's not big.
And the demand is there.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, there is a need for that, yeah.
Yes.
And this
That we've been finding, and again, I agree with both of you, that people have reached out and said, you know, I'm a local business person, and I have nowhere to put my stuff. And so we wanna keep out the locals, right?
Absolutely,
Business
yeah.
owners and, you know, to work in our community, and at the same time, they will be providing some jobs.
Right, there's absolutely a market for a modern warehouse industrial space for your plumber or your local contractor or something along those lines. There absolutely is. And you're not seeing that. You still have an older warehouse stock for much lower ceilings and much more confined spaces. So this is a different product than what I think you've been discussing in the last year or two.
Have you reached out to the wine council?
I don't know, I'll actually defer to Mr.
Yeah.
Israel on
No?
that.
Probably a good idea. They're always looking for, you know, there's venues looking for storage all the time.
So just the pre-existing, like the current site plan as it is in place, is that like an old Grumman parking lot or something? Your property line's gonna go right through that, divide that up a little bit? And then we're restoring that to some trees or something?
Yeah,
Go
so
ahead.
the property to the west, that is Eastern Wholesale Fence. It looks like from this aerial, they did encroach on the property a little bit. It's never like truly overhead, but there are some encroachment that will need to be revegetated,
Yeah.
just from the property next door, which is called out in the staff report.
Yeah, from what we've seen in the historicals, this property has never been formally developed.
Yeah.
So it's kind of, because it's sat there empty, it's kind of been picked at a little bit by its
Everybody took a
neighbors.
little bit around it, right?
But it's been cleared off now, the property is completely cleared, that we took care of before closing, so there's nothing on the site as of now.
I think a project like this is where it's supposed to be. I think that's where it's supposed to be developed, so.
That's what we thought.
Totally agree,
Yeah.
So,
totally agree.
It's in the right zone,
yeah,
under the right conditions, taking care of the environment, and working with the communities. And very little variances, right?
yeah, potentially just for the lighting, but like I said, I would recommend that they just
Yeah.
lower it.
Yeah, and we'll take care of that. We have no desire to seek variances where we don't need to, so the lighting we'll take care of as part of the site plan.
I have to commend you for not asking for variance to stay within there, because we don't see that, so great job.
It's a good thing.
Yeah, so I think the next step is, Matt, I think you're gonna be asking for,
Secret
to
coordination.
move forward with the secret?
Yeah.
We'll see where the board, do you wanna move forward with the secret?
Yeah, it's in the resolution. You-
No, but we have to let him know that we're gonna move forward.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Okay.
resolution's been prepared. If you're comfortable, we will add it. And that's just to initiate coordination for lead agency,
Right,
30-day period, and then we can make a secret determination.
Yes.
I'm good with that.
Good.
well, fine, all right, gentlemen, you enjoy your day, your holiday, and
Thank you very much. Thank you for your time.
take care.
Thank you. Happy Labor Day.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, moving forward to our next discussion. I understand Greg Berman couldn't be here with us today. And Dawn Thomas will be jumping in to provide us with an update on the Sandy Pond Links mini golf course special permit application. And Dawn, good morning, Dawn.
Hello, good morning. Just gonna put my parka on.
Yeah, it's a little
Oh,
chilly,
you
huh?
cold?
I think it's balmy.
Just right.
Just right.
Okay. So, Sandy Pond. Hello?
Sit next to the board.
You didn't bring your parka, Fran?
How are you?
Hi.
Good morning, everybody. How are you?
Doing well.
I don't know if you want me to start or you want these guys to start? But we
Would you
have-
forgive us an overview of this project, and then they can move in further?
Oh, yeah, you gotta watch the mic there, Brian. We're on top of the mic, sorry.
Right there.
So as you know, Sandy Pond has an application to recreate the golf course and add mini golf. This is a special permit for the town board for expansion of a pre-existing non-conforming use. Greg prepared the project update, and the secret is really simple, recommending a negative declaration on it. And as you probably, if you had a chance to read his report, there was some revegetation that was done on the property, or recommended on the property, that'll be taken care of. And he's got some other small things, but the basic end game is recommendations that the hours of operation be restricted to 10 p.m., and that the board require formalization of the drainage easement. And other than those, we would do lead agency status, and then ultimately issue a neg deck theoretically, not anticipating any significant negative environmental impacts. Other than that, I think that's his staff report. And if you guys want to give a little overview of the project so the board is more familiar with it, that'd be great.
Well, it said, I think a couple of the board members have visited the property and done site inspections. It's an 18-acre property, and the area of the mini golf course with the parking and drainage constitutes, I think, 10% or less than the total site development. And the staff report, we have all read it. We don't have any issues with it. And the one thing I would do, I know we talked about it, and this is at the beginning of the year, that on a non-conforming use, if the site improvements constitute 10% or less of the total site, that the town board has the option of waiving the public hearing. In any event, whether you do or not, we still have to go to the planning board after this for site plan approval, which there will be a public hearing at that stage as well.
So I just wanted to say that Greg Berman and I did walk in with Brian and with yourself, and great job. It looks fantastic. Thank you.
I also pass by several times a day. I love the improvements that are made already, and I look forward to see the finished product. It really is coming out nice.
Thank you.
I was up there Monday, same thing. It looks better now than it's ever looked in my recollection, so I can't wait till the mini golf gets up and going. It's gonna be a great destination.
It's gonna work on my handicap.
Well, I'm glad to see the, taking care of the clearing. That's good, thank you for doing that. And again, I pass it every day, at least once, twice. Minimal.
The neighbors are all happy.
So,
The guy,
it looks
he-
beautiful, it's, and it's good for the community, it's a fun thing. Anytime you bring, people of all ages, because this is gonna apply to young kids, you know, all the way to, the elderly, this is great, you know, to have that, so thank you for doing this. And good job so far.
So, planning staff is recommending the public hearing, so if you're amenable, we would do the resolution to schedule that. If you don't want to do it, that's fine too. Either way, we'll just take it to the next level if you're okay with that.
I think we should bring it to a public hearing. It's, what do you think? It's a good thing.
Sure,
Is
it's
it necessary?
necessary.
Because
It's
if
not
you're doing it,
required under
It's
the
not
planning-
required?
Not
then
required.
you would be having two public hearings.
Oh, okay.
So let them speak at the planning.
Yes, there will be a
Right.
public meeting.
I didn't know there was that
There
option.
will be a public hearing on the site plan.
Only on special use permit applications, which this is,
Okay.
that's the only time you allow 10% or less to waive the public hearing.
Okay, I wasn't aware of that, so I agree,
I
absolutely.
think
Or
if
there will
somebody's
be
gonna have a
plenty of
concern, they don't
opportunities
have
for
to
the
come to
public to
both
weigh
meetings,
in.
they can come to
As
one.
the project moves forward, if you're okay with the special permit moving forward, then we'll go ahead and
Great.
do that.
So you spare you of that? That's great,
That's always good.
yeah, that was good.
Still an opportunity for the public to speak, but they don't need to attend to two separate sessions to make sure they're heard, so why be redundant?
And everything is fragmented if it does that, so it's great.
Great.
Get
Okay.
that mini golf up and running, because at my age now, mini golf is my golf game.
I gotta figure out, I
I've
gotta
never
get
thrown a
back into
club on a mini golf course.
Yeah,
On a real golf course,
give it time.
yeah, I got a few around somewhere.
Be patient.
thank you.
Great,
Very good.
thank you.
guys.
Thank you, everyone.
Good to see you guys.
Enjoy your holiday.
You too, thank you.
Thanks.
And for our last discussion item today, we have Planner Heather to discuss matters surrounding planning application for the Riverhead Library entry vestibule. And good morning, Heather. Good morning. Haven't seen you in a while. Good to see you.
And we have Arthur Rask here.
Hey.
Hey, Arthur, how are you?
Hi, good morning.
Hello, Leslie.
Oh, yeah. So I had sent you email copies of my staff report and the site plan application. Would you like hard copies?
No, we
Because
have,
Arthur
we
does.
have them.
Of the
Oh,
drawings.
so
The
that's yours.
drawings.
I've actually seen him twice
Yeah,
on
let's
the
see where we go.
ARB.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have them here if you want.
Okay, thank you.
So I'll try to be as brief as possible. This is a site plan application for the Riverhead Free Library. They're seeking approval to construct a new entry vestibule on the southeastern corner of the existing library building, install a brick walkway from the parking lot connecting to this new entry vestibule and then to Court Street. A new freestanding pergola is proposed at the walkway entrance near Court Street, and then an existing street tree within the Court Street right-of-way is proposed to be removed. Other site improvements include new site lighting and a new sign. So the existing monument sign that faces Court Street will be removed, and a new sign is going to be relocated just to the west, but maintaining the existing setbacks from the property line. And then the existing building mounting pergolas and trellises are just going to be replaced in kind. I'm sure everyone is familiar with where the library is located. It's on the north side of Court Street. The Suffolk County tax map number is 600-128-2-21.3. The parking lot entrances are on Osborne Avenue. And it is within the Downtown Center 3 zoning use district, but it's also within the Railroad Avenue urban renewal area. So that places the site plan review under the jurisdiction of the town board, which is why we're before you today.
Heather, you're with the library.
Yes, yes.
Come on up.
Oh, sorry.
Come on up.
That's okay. I would just add, this is our first DRI
Yes.
project. I don't know if Heather's got that on.
I do.
I was gonna ask that question because I know that they got funding.
Yes, so it's in
For-
conjunction with the DRI grant, so realistically, once this is finished, it will be the first DRI project that gets completed.
That's
If you could
great.
just state your name for the record.
My name is Catherine Montezem. I'm the
Hi.
Assistant Director. Hi, at Riverhead Free Library.
How are you?
Good, thanks.
Good.
Happy to be here.
So in terms of secrets, the proposed actions type 2, with no further environmental review being required. I'm sure you've all seen my staff report, so I don't really want to get into too much of the detail. As far as the lighting is concerned, they gave the number and placement of the new fixtures. I'm just asking for some cut sheets on the specifications to demonstrate, mounting height, color, temperature, fixture type, to comply with the dark skies code. I did forward this over to the fire marshal's office and the fire district in a memo dated August 24th, 2023. Fire marshal's office had no comments. I also forwarded it to the town engineer. They also had no comments. As far as the removal of the street tree, I did reach out to the highway superintendent. He had no objection to the removal of said tree. I just wanted to run it by the town board to have you guys weigh in since it is within the town right-of-way. See how you felt about that. I don't know if the contractors would be removing it or if they're expecting the town to remove it.
I'm not sure at this point where we were going with that. I think if anything, we were waiting to get input from the town
Okay.
first before we.
So would the town board have any objection to the removal of the tree? And I mean, if you don't, would you prefer their contractors to do it when the walkway is constructed?
I don't have a problem with the tree removal, I would prefer their contractors.
Okay, so the town would not be responsible for the removal of the tree.
Can they
Obviously.
put it in can they replace it with another tree?
So to bring that up, they're also proposing to remove an existing dogwood tree where the new entry vestibule will be. I would prefer to see that relocated on site or replaced with a tree of similar size and
that's a
species.
great idea.
And really, and I don't wanna like hide the walkway, because.
Well, and that's the whole point,
But if you
yeah.
put it any other place on site,
Well, one thing I just wanted to note is where this existing tree on the street is now, it's literally directly in front of where this new entry area is. So it
I get it.
literally blocks it, so it really can't be there. In terms of the dogwood tree, since we had submitted these plans, we have actually relocated it to actually where the existing sign is now.
Oh, great, okay.
So that's
I
gonna
mean-
get relocated over to where the existing sign is now. The existing sign is gonna be replaced with a new one off to the side, and it kind of mitigates that whole issue.
give a tree, take a tree. right?
Yeah, so I mean, if you would also be willing to maybe plant another tree somewhere else, when the street tree is removed.
I'm sure the library wouldn't be objected to that.
No.
You know, it's just that with the
Obviously, it
size.
doesn't have to be the same size.
Well, yeah, the size of the tree is considerable, so we really couldn't
No.
relocate
Yeah.
it, so, you know.
I want to keep the open walkways, to me, is safe at night, things like that.
Correct.
They shouldn't be hidden behind trees, but just saying, if you take one down somewhere, it's someplace else.
This was before the ARB. They reviewed the plans at their meeting on August 23rd. And they approved the project subject to the submission of a landscape plan and then samples of the walkway pavers. Arthur was already kind enough to provide those to us, and they've been forwarded to the ARB. I had some suggestions as far as landscaping is concerned, just because they're removing a lot of the existing vegetation to the west of where the proposed walkway is going to be. A lot of it's overgrown. There's trumpet vine, ivy, you know, and it's kind of difficult to walk through there right now. So with the installation of the paver walkway, it'll create a lot of street side interest. So if they were to just provide some native plantings, I had given a list on my staff report just to sort of spruce the area up a bit. And also 205 Osborne is the neighboring parcel. They have some nice evergreen plantings along their property line. If we could match that, I think it would create a nice contiguous buffer between the two parcels.
I really love the walkway. I think it looks great and it connects to the parking spaces very nicely. What is the expected purpose of that? Is that for just pedestrians to enter from the street more easily?
Yeah.
I would think so, because nobody's going to park on Court Street, right?
No.
And also what it ends up doing is if you are on Court Street, you go through this entrance. If for whatever reason you wanted to get to the other side of the building, you don't have to go walk around the
Right,
block
right,
to
right.
get there.
No,
So
it's
it
very
makes
nice.
sense.
It looks wonderful, too.
Yeah, and if someone happened to want, like if they wanted to go over to the Historical Society, they were at the library, they'd park in the library parking lot, you know, peruse some books, and then use that nice walkway, go through the pergola, and there you are right on Court Street. So
Really
I think
great.
it'll be a
Really
nice aesthetically pleasing look to one of our entrances to the downtown. So I did submit a resolution on August 24th, if the board is amenable to classify secret and also grant administrative approval, just subject to the conditions I had listed on my staff report. I would ask that the board waive the need for a public hearing because the work is at such a small scale. That's really up to you.
And we already had DRI public hearings almost on the grant.
Yeah, I'm absolutely in favor of waiving it.
Yeah, so am I. I think this project was well
So
thought out.
minor and it's
So I want to
beautiful.
commend you
Appreciate it.
for thinking it out, and I like the fact that you're connecting the Historical Society and you're making use of that space very effectively.
On the new residents in 205 Osborne, will be able to access it, it makes common sense as opposed to walking out and going
Yeah,
around the entire
well thought
complex.
out.
and so
Yeah.
forth.
So again,
I've always said when you're coming up to the front of that library, like, that there is no access point, everything is like.
Right.
Well, yeah, and
So
that entry
makes it
vestibule
more
will be a
welcoming.
second means of access, like they'll have a security desk there, but it'll be a second means of access into the library
It's also
building.
gonna be a secondary area of circulation too, so people can actually check out stuff there as well. And it has basically most of the functions that would be associated with the main circulation desk as well.
Got a better fire exit.
Right.
Yes. Right now, there's just one existing fire door off the side of the building there, but now it's gonna be a much more significant,
Which is good.
install.
And everything's handicap accessible going in and out.
Yep.
Good.
Yeah, so if the board has no objections, again, I did submit that resolution, so if you would be amenable to adding it and voting on it next week, that'd be
I'm
great.
fine with that.
Yes.
Yep.
We're good? Yes?
Thank
Keep up the
you.
good work at our library. It's a
Thank
great
you.
library. The kids' programs in particular are awesome.
Thank you. Yeah,
We're very proud of our library.
we have a great community, and we're happy to serve any way we can.
Well, thank
Doing a
you.
great
I
job.
still remember growing up here in Riverhead most of my life and going to the library all the time, so it's kind of nice to be able to kind of full circle bring it back and everything.
Absolutely.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Enjoy your holiday.
Yes, you do.
Too.
That makes perfect sense.
Yeah, it was well thought out. I like
It's a really great looking
It's good when
project.
somebody. Okay, so this is gonna conclude our discussion items for today, and Devin, can you please read the resolutions before us? Morning.
Officer Devon?
Officer Devin.
Everybody ready to go?
Yes, we
I
are.
don't think your mic's on.
I think I'm on.
Can you bring it closer to your face, Bob?
Is this good?
He's the Mike and the sound police.
Okay, resolution number 1 accepts the resignation of a water treatment plant operator 2A. Number 2 authorizes 2023 bow hunting for deer on town property at Enterprise Park at Calverton, Suffolk County Tax Map Number 600-135-1-7.33 and others. 1751 Sound Avenue, Calverton, Suffolk County Tax Map Number 600-60-1-2, and Middle Road, Riverhead, Suffolk County Tax Map Number 600-80-2-10.1. Number 3 accepts the resignation of Deputy Town Attorney Stafford. Number 4 provisionally appoints 2 wastewater treatment plant operator 3As. Number 5 appoints a part-time traffic control specialist to the police department. Number 6 authorizes Nunc Pro Tunc effective July 1st, 2023, professional services agreement between the town of Riverhead and IntelliShift, formerly Vehicle Traffic Solutions, for automated vehicle location and monitoring. Number 7 sewer department budget transfer. Number 8 provisionally appoints an electrical inspector. Number 9 authorizes designated alcohol service vendors to serve alcohol at the Oktoberfest Festival on September 30th, 2023, 3 p.m. to 9 p.m. in Milton L. Burns Park, Grangewell Park, Peconic Avenue, Riverhead, New York. Number 10 authorizes the town clerk to publish and post a notice to bidders for 3,200 lb lifting capacity crane truck for Riverhead Water District. Number 11 accepts final environmental impact statement for the site plan application of 203-213 East Main Street, mixed-use building, 203-213 East Main Street, Riverhead, New York, Suffolk County Tax Map Number 600-129-1-17, 18, 19, and 20. Number 12 appoints a building maintenance manager. Number 13 adopts a local law to amend Chapter 301, Part 4, Subdivision and Land Development, Article LV11, Special Permits of the Riverhead Town Code. Number 14 appoints a principal accountant. Number 15 appoints part-time police officers and places them on a leave of absence. Number 16 appoints part-time police officers. Number 17 ratifies authorization for the supervisor to execute short-term runway agreement for racetrack not street track show and go spectacular.
Can I just ask what's different?
Yeah,
Sorry.
what is,
what's being
I
ratified.
actually don't have the copy of the resos, but I think Eric can speak on it. I think it was Dave.
Sorry.
So he submitted a couple different special permit applications. After the first one, which was for the summer series, it was supposed to run through, I think, the end of September or October. And he had some rain dates in there, and he subsequently elected to submit an additional special permit application, had some different events scheduled for those rain dates. So this agreement
okay,
just
yeah.
addresses those utilized rain dates as a separate event.
Got it.
This is the one with the drifting, the car show, and the go-kart racing.
And Eric, we're still waiting on information from the DEC in terms of use of the PJ1
That's
traction
correct.
compound?
Yes, they asked a couple follow-up questions. I forwarded those to Mr. Scalzo. It's my understanding he's working on that.
Okay. None has been used up there to date, and we're still waiting. If the DEC gives us approval, then we would decide whether we were gonna allow it or not, which I would favor using it if the DEC gives its blessings.
The last conversation I had with Mr. Scalzo was that he was not authorized to use it at this point, that you were all amenable to him using it, provided the DEC, their comments come back that it's okay. I would prepare an amendment to the prior agreement, and we would review that, and we would essentially be limited to the extent that it removes the language from the first agreement that says he shall not use it.
Right.
And just permit him to use it with some conditions on how it's gonna be monitored and cleaned up and everything.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, and I stop by every event, so it's not being used. Okay.
Okay, resolution number 18 appoints a homemaker. Resolution number 19, Water District Capital Project number 82327, 105 Pier Avenue hydrant budget adoption. Number 20, authorizes the removal of fixed assets. Number 21, adopts a local law to amend Chapter 231 of the Riverhead Town Code entitled Fire Prevention, 231.9 Installation Permits, Operational Permits, and Fees. Number 22, authorizes town clerk to publish and post notice to consider a local law to amend Chapter 289 of the Riverhead Town Code entitled Vehicles, Traffic, and Parking Regulations. Number 23, authorizes acceptance of New York State Downtown Revitalization Initiative Round 5 funding.
I have one question on that one. Is Dawn here?
I think she just ran out.
She's in the office.
Yes.
You can move on, we can
Okay,
come
we'll come
back
back to that,
this.
sure.
Thank you.
Number 24, appoints a maintenance mechanic 3. Number 25, awards bid for scavenger waste treatment plant odor control improvements. Number 26, authorizes amendment number 6 of agreement with United States Department of Interior, U.S. Geological Survey. Number 27, accepts the resignation of a traffic control specialist. Number 28, authorizes supervisor to execute agreement with town personnel officer. Dawn is here, so maybe we'll jump back to...
23.
I think the board had a question on resolution number 23, which accepts the downtown revitalization round 5 funding.
Okay, yeah. So for our grants policy, we need to accept the funding. And so Frank actually's idea was to put them all in a single resolution, authorizing the supervisor to sign, accepting the funding and authorizing the supervisor to sign the contracts for the projects that we are handling. So it's like Town Square, amphitheater, room
Play.
improvements, and the playground.
So Dawn, my question in this resolution, right, it doesn't call out the the splash pad, like this,
The splash pad is part of the playground, so that's all,
it's in there.
yes.
Okay, thank
Yep,
you.
all
Just
set.
wanted to make sure, thank you.
Yep, no problem. Good?
Great stuff.
Great, thank you,
Okay,
Dawn,
yeah,
thank
moving
you.
forward, right? Yep, we should be getting
I
contracts.
would have asked you before this, but I didn't see you. so-
That's okay.
I think resolutions on that should be, like, take a moment to pause, because it's really good stuff coming, so.
Agreed?
I'm happy to continue, but I don't know where I left off. Am I on 29 or 30?
I think it was
I can't
auto
remember.
mechanic, I think it's 30.
30. Okay, ratifies the resignation of a maintenance mechanic 2. Number 31, appoints an accountant. Number 32, appoints a public safety dispatcher to the police department. Number 33, Water District Capital Project Number 82224, budget adjustment. Number 34, ratifies authorization for the town supervisor to execute a professional services agreement with Jason Hodge.
What is that in regards to?
You want me to answer that? That is, Jason is the guy that's going to install all the AV equipment for the new town hall.
Oh, okay, okay.
And he's one of the few people who can do it, and he's got the credentials, and,
He did this one as
Yeah,
well.
no, the name
he
just
did this one here.
I know,
percolate with me here, so,
Yeah.
okay.
Can I just ask, with that, are we using new equipment over there or
Yes.
same
Yes.
equipment?
Oh, no, it's,
So we can have better sound on
Yes.
channel 22?
everything is
Everything.
going.
Everybody wants to know that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Everything is upgraded from 1970 to 2023.
All right.
Yes.
That'll be good.
A new booth was built, new equipment.
It's all
An
state of the
expert's
art.
is going to install it, so we're moving in a great direction.
Resolution 35 authorizes the removal of fixed assets. Number 36 authorizes the filing of an application for New York State assistance from the Municipal Waste Reduction and Recycling Program and signing of the associated state contract under the appropriate laws of New York State. Number 37, Water District Capital Project Number 82328, TOD Railroad Avenue budget adoption. Number 38, I understand this resolution is not ready to go up, so we're
It's
going to
not.
pull this out of the queue. We'll jump to 39.
Okay.
Appoints member to the Suffolk County Annual Gabreski Community Advisory and Review Board. Number 40, authorizes supervisor to execute an MOA with CSEA Local 1000, AFS-CME, AFL-CIO, Riverhead Unit of the Suffolk Local 852. And number 41, authorizes the establishment of a petty cash account for the Riverhead Seniors Program and appoints Kelly Tucci as custodian.
That's it. Thank you. In a moment, I'm going to ask for a first and a second to enter into executive session to discuss the following: 2 legal matters surrounding pending litigation between Scharf versus the Town of Riverhead Zoning Board of Appeals, and that would be with Howard and Prudenti. And the second matter would be matters surrounding legal action against Driftwood Farms, and that would be Bayrock, Hurley, and Howard. And then we're going to move on to 3 contractual matters surrounding agreement between the Town of Riverhead Solid Waste. That's going to be Rothwell, Prudenti, Dillingham, Clifford, and Baldinucci. And then the second matter is matters surrounding contractual agreement between the Town of Riverhead and Pro-Champs, and that's going to be with Howard. And the last matter is matters surrounding license agreement between the Town of Riverhead and Townscape, and that's also going to be with Howard. And can I please have a first and a second to enter into executive session?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? So moved. Everyone enjoy the holiday weekend. It looks like it's going to be great, and